Hello there, and welcome everyone. I love that every time to episode 17 of the Odyssey. My friends, thank you for joining this evening. First, let me go ahead and get to this wonderful panel here. We have Mario. What is up, my friend El Profesoro?
Hey,
are you muted? You are not. Hello, how are you?
I am not muted. I am here. I'm doing well, man. How's everything going?
Doing phenomenal, brother. Glad you can be here tonight.
Yeah, I felt like I never left. I felt like I was just here, bro.
I know you. Dude, all day. It's been wild all day, guys.
Yeah,
again,
man.
As well, 𝕄𝔸𝔽𝐻𝐿. What's up, my friend? Thank you for coming.
Appreciate the invite.
Man, hell yeah. I'm so glad we got some cool stuff to talk about tonight. Toku Collector, what is up, Sean? Again.
Hey, how's it going, guys? Thanks for inviting us.
Absolutely, bro. I'm glad you were able to make it tonight. We got some cool stuff to talk about. So before we do, though, I'd love to address the chat. All you beautiful people here right now. We've got FigFate in the building. This is a good topic tonight. Can't wait. Absolutely, my friend. ℚ𝔻𝐿 UK. Jason, what's up, my friend? Beskar Kid tuning in from the gym session. Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Miles Dyson, we're going to need a bigger factory. You're right. You're right. Ant-Man in the house. Yo, it's just a juice from Insta. Can't wait for the stream. Hell yeah, bro. Hell yeah. Negan Army as well. Speaking of Ant-Man, hell yeah, Juice. Thank you for becoming a channel member, dude. Awesome. Appreciate it very, very much. I just got channel memberships up yesterday, guys. If you guys want to come in and support, greatly appreciated. I got a lot of cool stuff coming. It just happened last night, so there's not a whole lot yet, but definitely appreciate it. Thank you very much. Maximum Rex up in the house. Dokinator as well. Yo, Primetime Reviews. We got Renz up in here. Eric, what's up? Braden, my man. I hope you're having a good morning over there on Australia, brother. Collector Chris, what's going on? JC. We got AJ up in here too. Hope Saturday night's treating everyone well. Are we waiting for Dante's video to finish? Oh yeah, that was great, man. Good for health. What's going on? Duck Collector, my man, what's up, dude? Valiant Archer as well. If I missed anybody, I'm sorry. If I repeat again, I'm sorry. JC as well. Mugwump as well. Badass. Some intro. Thank you very much. Intro. Everybody's liking the intro. Hell yeah. Duck Collector, we need mace. Well, we're gonna talk about some of that. We're gonna talk about some of that, man. Yeah, it's been nonstop action, man. Ladies, man, what's going on, my friend? Who else do we have? Clone Collector, my dude, what's cracking? 𝕄𝔸𝔽𝐻𝐿, the godfather of collecting. Yes, he is here today with his presence. Amazing, amazing. We got some good topics, guys. Community Arcade, hello, everyone. OneSixthJedi, what's up, dude? H Green as well. Hey, Uncommon Flex, another channel member. What's up, my friend? Hope you're doing good. Mr. McPickle, I love your name. What's up, everybody? Hell yeah. If I hit you, I'm sorry again. About Future, what's up as well, dude? And Collector Chris says, happy for 𝕄𝔸𝔽𝐻𝐿 getting his DeLorean. Awesome. And Braden with $1 super chat. My friend, thank you very much, man. Appreciate it. So, busy day, as we all know. Mario's been busy all day. I've been busy all day. 𝕄𝔸𝔽𝐻𝐿, I'm assuming you've been busy with work.
I work on the weekends, so that's it's one of the reasons I do the midnight runs when I can find the time to do so.
Yeah. So and people, and it's awesome the midnight runs though, because like you said, you get kind of a different vibe, different night crew
vibe, a different crowd, different time zones. It's interesting, the collectors that join from Saudi Arabia, Abu Dhabi, they're, United Kingdom, Australia.
Oh, wow. Yeah. All over.
That's why I make a habit of when they join, check in. Where are you checking in from and the time zone? I'd like to learn where my reach is touching.
Hell yeah. I love, yeah, that is true. That is true. I mean, even back in the day when I was gaming nonstop and I'd be up all night playing, I'd be playing with people from, you know what I mean? All over. Just because the time zones, and I loved it. I loved it. Real quick, OneSixthJedi, dude, thank you so much. Became a member of the Mafia. What's up, dude? I appreciate it, brother. That is awesome, dude. Definitely. The 𝐻𝔻𝔻𝔼𝕼, time to bring the hate. Nah,
oh, wow.
We're not talking about Book of Boba Fett on this, are we? Because
no, it won't. It's we'll have some good discussions, man. We're gonna have some good discussions. I would think I'm gonna start it right now by actually bringing up the big news, and it's interesting. It was shocking. I couldn't believe it. Yet here we have it. So the DeLorean released. I actually want to start with 𝕄𝔸𝐿𝐵𝐸 on this one, man, because as soon as I saw this, you're the first person I thought of. I was like, wow, okay, so what you think, man?
I want to start off with the story I told you that I forgot to share. So a lot of the collectors that are still, some of them are still streaming on YouTube. When I got into the game, Sean Long is one of them, 𝕄𝔸𝐿𝐵𝐸 and a few others. A lot of these guys bought the DeLorean, the Mark I.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say I'm the only one out of that early YouTube crowd clientele that still has the Mark I. A lot of them ended up selling it. I know Sean Long sold his. A lot of them ended up just grabbing the cash, the value, the resale, because there was a point between, I want to say, it was like a 2-year period between 2018 and 2019 where the DeLorean, once it was finally sold out in Big Bad Toy Store, because Big Bad Toy Store was the last online retailer that still had one, while everybody else sold, and even then they were discounting it by just a little bit. I don't know if you remember that or not, Mario. If you remember the DeLorean on Big Bad Toy Store.
Yeah, I remember that. But it's funny to hear that Big Bad Toy Store actually discounting something, because nowadays they're usually price checking.
Yeah. And it was discounted. They were doing their affordable shipping, and there was no sales tax. So they were one of the last ones to hold out. I want to say at the end of 2017. So 2018 and 2019, it started to climb. It was averaging about $1,000. And a lot of the YouTubers who invested in the Mark I, pre-ordered it in 2014, got it delivered in 2015, they ended up unloading it. So it was just for whatever reason it is. A lot of them just ended up selling it. A lot of them just kind of convinced themselves that they're going to make the part 2. When I say part 2, the Mark II and so forth. And as the years went by and we got into the 2020s and so forth, it dawned on a lot of people like, wow, we're not going to get another 1/6 scale DeLorean. I always assumed after 2018 we were never ever going to get another DeLorean. I didn't care about the Back to the Future events that were being held in Japan. I always assumed that we were never going to get it. So this is a complete. I'm still flabbergasted that we're going to get this. I got a quick question to Mario, because I know he was around at the time collecting. Did you buy the Mark I? Do you still have the Mark I?
No, I never bought it because at the time it was only the Marty McFly that was out. I was interested, but I honestly just didn't have the space for it at the time.
Okay.
Now that I see that the version 1 doc and redone Marty is actually out and coming out, this particular release is actually more intriguing now. So I'm on the fence about it. So,
it's a showpiece, isn't it? It
really is
grandiose, isn't it? Yeah.
It's iconic. I mean, it demands that presence. I mean, everybody knows what it already is, and I was telling Anthony too. It's funny, the timing, the fact that DeLorean is actually bringing out their cars again in as electric vehicles these days.
Yep.
So that's a bit of a trip.
Yes. Yeah. So it is interesting. Collector Chris is wondering, 𝕄𝔸𝐿𝐵𝐸, are you happy the time circuit display will light up this time?
So we don't know that. I looked at the description of the video. So the prototype for the Mark I had the time circuits and the whole dashboard lit up. The final product did not have that. So in this photo we see here, everything looks fully lit. Okay.
Yeah.
But what you need to understand is that what I explained on my midnight run, I don't know if anyone was able to catch it, is that what you see here, this is the 2016 prototype. I went in, I pulled out old archival footage from San Diego Comic-Con in 2016. I was there, and I looked at certain mechanical and assembly features. The biggest signature giveaways are the struts to the wheels. This right here, what you're looking at, is the 2016 prototype that was somewhere in storage. It was dug up. It was made to look very pretty, and it was quickly pushed out into pre-order. Even the MMS number attached to it shows it as super brand new, meaning that it was not planned. So any veteran collector knows how the MMS numbers work. MMS, 500, MMS. This has a brand new, right at the very tip, MMS 615, I think is what it is. Brand new. When you look at the MMS to Doc Brown and to the Doc Brown and the Marty Clint Eastwood, the Western 1885s, those have older MMS numbers.
That tripped me out.
Yeah, you can look at some detective works. Also, what I also pointed out too in my midnight run is that base right there. Stop right there. Do you see this photo here? I asked that right there with the acrylic struts, the one the one right behind it, the last photo, the one that shows the struts where it's in
I was on a
next
slideshow. Let me.
Oh, is it on a slideshow? Okay, I wasn't sure.
Yeah, but
that one right there. Okay. So I can't test you, Anthony. I can't test Toco Collector, but I'm gonna test Mario. Man, I want to see how good of a collector he is. So those are acrylic struts right there that is supporting that DeLorean. Where do you think those acrylic struts came from in that base? Think deep, Mario. Those struts have been in that base. It's been used before. Channel.
You've actually received it, or?
Oh yeah.
Is that? The only thing I'm thinking is actually either the what was it? The original prototype for the Batman Armory, because I remember that was the Dark Knight Rises.
You're close.
I remember that had a bunch of acrylic, but is it the then is it the bat? The bat?
You got it.
The bat itself,
that
right?
Base, the bat. There you go. The bat. That base and those acrylic arms are the exact support and frame structure to the bat, the 1/12 scale bat. Everything here. I mean, I spent 3 hours last night digging through old footage of the convention. Everything. This was a jimmied product. This thing was quickly assembled. That base is from the bat. I know because I showed I showed the audience. I had the bat. I had that base. I hated the bat. And I quickly sold it after 2 years, but I recognized that display base. That is the bat. Those arms, everything. That DeLorean there with the wheels hanging protruding low, it's exactly from 2016 from the prototype, which at the time on the show floor, they all knew that those wheels were hanging low. So this is not something old. So then you ask yourself, Anthony, now you're like, well, why would they dig up the 2016 prototype? Huh? And would you like to see footage? Maybe I can show you the footage that I have. Hold on.
Yeah.
I went into the archives, dude. I'm telling you, I was there from the very beginning. I tend to forget things, Anthony, but when it comes to the DeLorean and the history, I don't forget that very quickly. So let me see here. I'm gonna see if I can share this with you.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll go ahead
You know
and
what I'm looking for? I'm looking
All
for.
right. So let me get rid of the volume so the video doesn't get copyrighted. I'm gonna zoom past my close-up face there, and we're gonna time travel to 2016. 2016, Suicide Squad was the big hoopla. Hold on, I can get my face out of there. There you go. So we're at Sideshow right there. You see that right there? So what I did is I combed through this video and I looked at the struts. I looked at the screws. I looked at the lights. This is 2016. This is the one that was cleaned up. And it gets better because the photos that were released for the pre-order are photoshopped. I have a keen sense for Photoshop. So you see that right there, the screws on there and the mechanical gear pulley there. Yeah.
Right here for the wheel.
Yeah, upright for the wheel. It's exact same one that went into pre-order. So when the audience reaches out to me on Instagram, 𝕄𝔸𝐿𝐵𝐷, the blah blah blah, the wheels are too low. I'm like, look, calm down. We're gonna get a completely different vehicle. They had to scramble. They dug up the 2016 prototype out of some warehouse right next to the Ark of the Covenant, right next to the Rhino prototype, right next to the Jedi Starfighter. They dug this thing up, they cleaned it up, and it went into quick pre-order. Let's go ahead and play a little bit more here. As you can kind of see on there, the 20s, and I even matched Mr. Fusion. There's a seam right in the middle of Mr. Fusion that you can see in the actual photos that were released. You can see there's a seam, everything. This, what is in pre-order, is the 2016 DeLorean.
There we go. Move that over for us. Yeah.
There. The wheels, everything. The screws, you can even see like the little protruding screws, everything. Yeah.
Did we ever get that visor from Doc?
We did get that version from Doc, yeah. That
No, the visor that he's wearing, the glasses. I don't remember that.
Yeah,
Okay.
that went into pre-order. Yeah.
So basically, they pulled out this prototype that we're looking at right here and took some quick photos and then tossed it up and announced it.
Yep.
Damn. Okay. So you really think that what they're showing is really just that, and then they're now that they've announced it, they're going to go ahead and basically make changes.
Yeah. And every photo that's in the pre-order, it's peppered with prototype shown. Final version will change slightly. So they labeled every photo that from the Mark II. They labeled it, hey guys, this is just a prototype, and it's understandable because they had representatives. Howard Chan was walking the floor with his little entourage. This is one of the years where he would walk, and he doesn't speak any English. He'd have his interpreter, and if you wanted to ask him a question, you would ask the interpreter a question, and then he would answer very simple, like yes or no, and think about it, so forth. This is one of those situations that has a lot of questions. There was a lot of drama in YouTube land. There was just a lot of where everybody was kind of bombarding me like, Denobi, did you hear about this? Did you hear about that? Did you hear about the drama? And which then led me to investigate even more. Why would Hot Toys scramble to dig this out of their archives, right? Probably right next to all their other prototypes, probably to the Falcon cockpit. Why did they have to rush this into pre-order? And the only thing I can come up with is what everybody was sharing with me yesterday was that Jazz Inc. was disappointed that he was in bid to get the license to make the DeLorean, and the Universal City Licensing Company says, no, Hot Toys is going to do it, and Howard Chan quickly pumped this out. That's why he released his video. He talks about it on his channel or Facebook.
Yeah,
so,
with like saddened news, basically.
So I'm not going to hold on, see if I can find. I mean, I'm thankful if that's the case, because I didn't ever think we would ever get the Mark II DeLorean. I'm ecstatic.
Right.
And everybody that keeps messaging me, Denobi, the wheels look crap. I go, calm down. What you see in that photo, in those photos, it's not what you're going to get. You're going to get something very superior. This is a flex political power move. This is me speculating now. I'm going to let the audience know. This is more of a political flex. Oh, you're coming into my turf. How dare you? I'm going to outdo you type deal.
This was the very same. This is the very same situation.
Yeah.
If speculation is correct with what had happened with QMX and QMX's Pennywise. And
there you go.
Somebody brought over, a rep had brought Howard Chan to QMX booth, and he was like, holy shit, this Pennywise looks amazing. And he's like, that's not going to slide. And then that's why he decided to do a Pennywise. So I believe that. I believe that.
I remember, I saw the articles, and I love my Pennywise. My Pennywise from Hot Toys is phenomenal. It's not very often that I get to sit down and I get to play with my Hot Toys. I want to play with my Hot Toys. There's not a lot of figures from Hot Toys that I get to sit down, be a kid, and play. Mysterio is one of those figures that I got to sit down and be a kid. Pennywise is one of those figures that I got to be a kid. Very selective Star Wars figures, I get to sit down. Majority of the troopers, it's a hit or miss. The whole sitting down with a short trooper, it's not fun. I made it fun. I went out to the desert. I took some really cool desert shots. That's how you make it fun. But everything that I was able to look at and this is one of the reasons why I always made a habit of going to San Diego Comic-Con and doing my darnest to archive, because it's these videos that this was posted in 2016. It's these archival footage videos that are still being watched, that I don't post a lot of content. I still get a decent amount of views. And it's because of these type of time investments that I did. this video is still being watched, especially now. It actually, my analytics, anything with DeLorean right now has spiked up in my channel. I invested all that time making the DeLorean fun, and people are now searching DeLorean. Oh, you want to know about DeLorean? Check out this cat Denobi 2. He'll bring it. So it's that. It's not always about, I discovered that it's always about not unboxing that figure first. It's about making timeless videos. There was a course talking about you want to make videos that will age appropriate, not videos that will go into a dated format. Something like this that I was able to just go back and just reference and just look like, oh my God, Hot Toys dug up the prototype. They went into their warehouse, probably this magical warehouse where they probably have that 1/6 scale Millennium Falcon and that Rhino prototype and that 1/6 scale TIE fighter. It's the Ark of the I mean, they dug this thing up. They photoshopped it because I looked at those photos. I'm like, oh, these photos are photoshopped. Like the light illuminate. You can look at it. When I've done enough editing now that I can look at the way lighting is feathered in the photo and so forth. But again, they're allowed to do that as long as they put the disclaimer in the photos. Hey, this is a prototype. The final version will change. So you're absolutely allowed to do that. This car is beautiful. I cannot wait to see. It may get delayed. It may not. He may deliver it during the time frame of what, April, May, and June, around spring, which is, I want it to be the bearer of bad news on my stream. That's a dangerous point in pre-order drops. Everybody's excited. And it's completely scary. I'm going to remove this here, remove from stream, you know, and that's where I kind of showed you, I'm like, look, can I add this? How do I add this on here?
That thing looks amazing though, right there.
Isn't that neat?
Yeah, amazing. Mugwump's wondering, how likely do you think is it that the Hot Toys will make changes to the prototype before release? The wheels need lifting into the wheel arch and when flying mode. Is it possible?
Oh God, yeah. Yeah, it was a rudimentary prototype. You can kind of see like the glue and the wax and all that stuff in person. You couldn't see in the photos, but if you looked at certain angles with your eyes in person, you can see that it was makeshift. In the same sense, those pre-orders from Marty in 1885 and so forth, you know, how they were able to quickly kit bash the Mark III with the time circuits on the hood and the fusion and the white wall wheels. Yeah. So it's one of those situations that, look, folks need to calm down. You're going to get something special here. They're going to make some changes. Now, the question about the lights, I believe we're going to get the lights now, even though they were omitted in the Mark I, only because LED lighting 10 years ago was extremely expensive. I don't know if Mario can attest to this. I remember I spent $80 buying IKEA LED lights for like one D-top. You can get a string of pure white LEDs on Amazon for like less than $15 now.
Yeah.
So LED technology has gone really cheap, and that was one of the things I remember was really expensive back in the day. Adding LED lights that are low heat, super bright, that was expensive, you know, 10 years ago, whatever. So I think we're gonna get something very glowing. It's gonna glow beautifully. A USB plug. You're going to want to set this up. This is going to be, and like you mentioned, and I was telling everybody, when this thing sells out, it will turn into a grail piece. And people, I don't know, Anthony, like, well, how about the Mark III? Will it come out? A bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. Assume this is the last thing you'll ever see, is my advice. Never, ever assume you're going to get a Mark. I don't give a shit if they teased it in prototypes. Always. Look at that. What, 8 years ago? The 2016 Mark. I mean, how long is this? 2016, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22.
6 years from
6 years. And then delivery, it'll be 7. It'll be 7 when we finally get it. So,
yeah.
Are you getting
I think I'm definitely, I'm going to get 2.
Okay. I'm getting 2 too.
I'm getting 2 because
I'm curious as to why that is.
I'm sorry?
Oh, no, I'm just curious as to why that is. Why are you guys getting 2?
Well, 2 reasons. One, I need the DeLorean. I missed the first one. Okay. 2, this is out of the 3 movies, this is my favorite one. I think that's probably the most popular one. It's future, it's flying, it's cool.
Yeah,
that shit was awesome when we saw it in theaters. 3, their timing with figures is odd. So I got the new Marty, Back to the Future 1, 2.0. Now, of course, we have to wait for 2.0 Back to the Future 1 Doc. But I don't have the original DeLorean, and I wouldn't want to pose them with this. So having 2 might be cool, because you might be able to just make this one look kind of like just the DeLorean. You know what I mean? Have a display for it. Have the second one, because it looks like they're going to probably either going to reissue the 2.0s of Back to the Future 2. I know a lot of numbers here. Or we saw their disguised versions that they showed off. That was at Toy Sapiens. I remember seeing the videos on that, where Doc and Marty are wearing like the jackets. He's got his hat. He's got the almanac book. When they were already back in the 50s. So those could even work for me for that DeLorean. 5, if that doesn't happen and my whole plan goes tits up, I have a spare DeLorean 2.0 that will just stay in the box, like you said, because this one is also going to go crazy on the aftermarket eventually.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm looking at it. And really 5 is kind of is contingent only upon my reason number 3, which is it is Hot Toys. They do like making money. Maybe in another 7-8 years, they drop the DeLorean from Back to the Future 3.
Yeah.
But as Denobi says, don't count on it, because look at everybody who's missed the DeLorean. Yeah, okay, it's been 8 years, but you've waited 8 years, or you've dropped $2,500. Either way, that's not good. So that's my thoughts on that. Mario, I don't know. You didn't get the first one. Are you getting this one?
I'm considering it because I did have the original Back to the Future 2 figures, Doc and Marty, but I sold them because my heart is actually with the original version, from the first movie. So I do want to get this, but I'm afraid that it might bother me just because I know deep down that this isn't the original DeLorean that actually goes with these 2 figures that I plan on having. Or actually the Marty that I already have in hand, along with the Doc Brown that I need to pick up as well. So that's why I'm still on the fence about it. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a beautiful freaking car, man. I love the fact how they made it actually USB powered this time, which is great to see, because none of us actually love changing any of these batteries, man. I mean, it's such a pain in the ass with all these Iron Man. I mean, Denobi, you've got your Iron Man setup from back in the day, bro. I couldn't imagine, just testing all the lighting features going through back and forth with those batteries, bro.
The batteries, daisy chain and strips of power. That's one of the things I learned with the module case. Every module case, I added outlets and USB plugs, regardless if I ever plan on using it or not. So if I ever put anything inside that
just being future proof.
Exactly.
That's what it is.
Yep.
I always add it in there. Doesn't matter if I'm ever going to use it. Just throw it in there. So the DeLorean module case underneath me, there's 4 plugs and 3 USB plugs. I'm using 3 of them right now. It's there. Same thing for the Star Wars, where I've noticed this big trend of the light box. The light box inside a module case is hot. It makes your module case cinematic. If you don't have a light box, a Hot Toys light box in your module case, Mario, you're going to get one and you're going to be screwed because you're going to want more because it glows.
Oh, I have one. I've got my Star Wars one right here. Yeah,
okay, I see you with your mod. Is that the module case, the 1/6 scale right behind you?
Yeah, I've got the 165s.
Look at you, and you're taking your time and you're enjoying the experience. There you go. That's it.
I've got it.
It works. Yeah, it's all about present. It makes it pop. So
yeah.
I remember the original DeLorean, like he mentioned. It was a challenge to display. It took a lot of space. The one that I felt like a nuisance was the tumbler. I had the tumbler. I thought owning the tumbler was a big nuisance as far as how to display it. I didn't have the right figures at the time. It didn't roll like a Hot Wheels. I hated that. That's something about spending that much money on a 1/6L vehicle and it didn't roll on the floor like if you wanted to play with it like a Hot Wheels toy. That always irked the hell out of me. And the '89 Batmobile didn't roll perfectly. The tumbler didn't roll perfectly. The Ecto one cannot roll to save its life. It is extremely heavy. and it's not designed to roll. The only vehicle that can roll is the Mark I DeLorean. If you want to sit on the floor and you want to push it back and forth, you can do so. It's the only one. Now, I mentioned I don't expect this version of the Part 2, the Mark II, to roll. I just cannot fathom seeing this type of design being able to be put on the floor, and which is fine because it's really meant to fly. This is the flight mode. So
right, so you can give it some slack on that.
Exactly. That would be the leeway. So these are two different vehicles. Anybody that wants to compare it or say it's the exact same thing, oh, it's a reissue. This is not a reissue.
Not
folks.
a reissue. No.
This is not.
Right,
I kept
no.
seeing that all over online. This is a, if you want to get close to it, you can call it a re-release of the vehicle, but it's the Mark II. But this is a completely different vehicle.
It's an entirely different vehicle.
Yeah, different vehicle, different. It's gonna light differently if they give us all the lighting components, the mechanics, Mr. Fusion, the exhaust ports. This thing at nighttime inside a display case on a shelf, it's gonna look gorgeous. It's gonna be a piece to really pop
I
out.
cannot wait.
Yeah,
Like
let me ask you, man.
Yeah,
sorry, go ahead,
I'm
Mario.
sorry. So if you considering that you have the first version, right? I'm assuming you still plan on keep holding on to it.
Oh, absolutely.
The original DeLorean?
It is still a grail. Look, make no mistake. The Mark I, it is still a genuine grail. In fact, when I partnered up, when I did those series of fun conversions with my good friend Thomas, who's a master 3D printer, that was his purpose. Denobi, we're going to convert these vehicles, and if you ever want to put it back into a Mark I, you can absolutely do so. So even though you can kind of see the Mark right there in hover mode, and you can kind of
let's get you up here.
Right there.
Yeah.
Right there. Right there. Can you see that? Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's two. There's the railroad version, and then there's the hover conversion. Any of those two vehicles can be instantly, with no damage at all, be put back into a Mark I. Yeah.
So do you think that, I mean, considering those collectors that actually have the first DeLorean, that may be kind of upset about the fact that, hey, we got to spend this much more money to get the Mark II, which it would have been nice to actually receive some sort of conversion kit, similar to what you've done right there. The same way that they did the Hulkbuster, right? When they reissued the original Hulkbuster from that, and they actually added the mechanical arm separately. Do you think that they could have benefited by adding in a separate conversion kit that would be compatible with the original version?
It would have increased the price. It would have, because even with the additional Hulkbuster arm, it raised the price significantly to the point that it is still in stock in most retail locations. Like between the...
But they did sell it separately, though. That's
they did sell it separately, and then they included... They should have done the rumor that was told to me. They should have just made, because I think I feel like there's a ton of them sitting. I want to say you can still order 6 Hulkbusters. That usually signifies that there's a ton of them. They went bonkers on that, and they should. I would have gladly, Mario, I would have bought another Hulkbuster if they would have done what was rumored on the mills, where they would have, hey, they're going to make the Hulkbuster as a neon tech. Great, I'll buy another one.
Really? You would have done that?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Giant neon tech Hulkbuster? Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. Fluorescent neon super jet black, all mechanical, beastie looking. Yeah, I would have, but there was no reason. And I never understood that. I never understood why I'm like, well, I get it, because they spent a ton on the R&D. The Hulkbuster took 2 years too, and they ended up doing modifications as the years went by. And
that took forever.
There wasn't, and I ended up buying the additional arm, which I attached, but they could have gotten me again for another one if they would have just done. Hell, there's even concept art with different paint schemes in the books, in the art books. So it's weird that they never did that. But again, when the reissue,
I don't know if you guys can see this, but yeah, this drop down here.
Do it.
6, man. I'm looking at. No, I just wanted to see the drop down. 6. That's insane.
Yeah. And the problem was the whole 2020 situation with the world. Hot Toys took forever to deliver, and the Marvel fever was starting to wane down, and so there's going to be a ton of Marvel backstock for quite a while. They went bonkers on Marvel. I don't understand why they went back and they did rebatches on certain characters, and why do they make Fat Thor? Like, I don't get that. Like, they made certain characters that just, why, you know? And let's make another batch. No, just let's do another run of the Mark 50s. They're never going to run out of the Mark 50s. They're never going to run out. And then they did it too for Star Wars with the Beskar. Everybody was hyping it up, and several online influencers were hyping up the Beskar armor. I remember there was a point in time where you weren't special if you didn't have the Beskar armor deluxe. I remember that. Do you remember that, Anthony? Remember that?
I don't even get me started.
You were not special and loved if you didn't. And it was just a lot of, and I saw that online. I'm like, oh my God. I go, and it was hyped up so much. And Hot Toys, I guess, at the end saw the numbers pumped up, and I'm like, well, let's do a head sculpt version, which ended up killing it. So this is Hot Toys. Who wants the Beskar Deluxe armor when you got the shiny chrome one with a head sculpt? Those will never sit. Most people have just taken losses on eBay. I think you can get a brand new deluxe for $200 with free ship on eBay. I mean,
I've seen them. They're cheap.
Yeah, they're really cheap. Yeah, they're just
you can always repurpose it as well. I mean, if you wanted to pick up the swoop bike, there you go. You could put the old Beskar one onto that.
No, but Mario, nobody wants the poor cousin. Everybody wants the shiny new one. Right?
You're not wrong, dude.
That is true.
Yeah.
You know, and you can pretend that the first Venom is special. The first Venom is not special anymore. I don't care what anybody says, right? Everybody's looking at the new Venom 2.0. That's how it works, right? That's how it works. That's
true.
How it is.
I am curious. Jao over here from Third Party Reviews. I started this from a little bit earlier. He said, if what they used for pre-order photos was the DeLorean from way back, why the heck they delay all this time to open a pre-order?
So a quick recap, Third Party, because you probably just jumped in. A quick recap is that they were spooked into possibly losing the license to a competitor. And they said, nope, hold my beer. We got this, and we're going to put it out. And Howard Chan probably sent one of his boys down to the warehouse, unlocked the padlock, walked past the Rhino prototype, because I still want that damn Rhino prototype. You know what I'm talking about? That prototype, Mario?
Yeah, I remember that. I remember seeing it. Yeah, it was actually the SDCC, wasn't it?
It was in San Diego Comic-Con.
Yeah, and it just never came out, man.
It never came out.
And along with the what was the other what was the gunship called again? Remember the ones that floated that they actually teased it from Avengers, but actually I think this one was actually
the
from
Shield.
No,
not
the Quinjet. No, the Helicarrier. That one.
Oh,
I remember that was teased actually, and that never came out as well.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, they did tease like a some scale type model of it. Yeah, they did.
Right.
Mm-hmm. I remember that. Yep. Yeah, it was the Rhino. It was those big grandiose pieces that always attracted me. Like I wanted that.
Yeah.
And so they sent it out. We've been given a second chance at life, and I hope the folks who, for the last year, I've been doing these streams. That's all I've been hearing. It's like, I wish they would do the DeLorean. Well, let's see if you step up to that.
Yeah, you got to step up, or
exactly. Yeah.
Whatever the word is on that one. FigFate was wondering, one of our channel members said, based on a few opinions, and I can't speak because I don't have any, but based on a few opinions, people are saying Jazzing's quality isn't very good. I have a couple dioramas coming from them in my first orders. I was under the impression they were very high quality. Now, I'm not sure, but what I've seen, he looks great. I don't think he's hot toy level.
I have the Justice Mobile. And that thing is deteriorating in front of my eyes.
Oh, no.
I cannot make this up. I cannot make this up. I actually sent a photo.
What's wrong with
it? It's every time I move it, something chips or breaks off of it. It's just made out of some sort of. If I had to guess, it's just a resin was used. That's just not of good quality. And every time I move it, something typically breaks. It's on cinder blocks up there right now. I have
Oh shit.
I had to put ceramic cups under it to act like a cinder blocks because the vehicle, the wheel, the axles can't support its weight. It's starting to buckle and starting to almost fracture. So so when I saw people on my stream talking about Jazz Inc. would have done it better, I go, you folks dodged a bullet. Thank your blessings. Hot Toys came in and stepped up on this.
Because at the end of the day, I appreciate all the work he's doing, especially pre-license, as a passion project, and some of his stuff does look great. But at the end of the day, I mean, it is a
I can speak from experience.
Right?
I got the Justice Mobile. If he has a question about it, I would gladly like to do a breakdown video on my channel. I'm sure it'll get views.
Yeah, I remember too when you got the Falcon cockpit, how you were also pretty much let down with that as well in regards to the paint apps. And that's another thing too. I mean, he has his kids helping out with the paint apps, which is great. I mean, like, to Anthony's point, the fact that it's a passion project, but we want, when there's something that large of a demand, I think it demands the actually more of a something that's supposed to be more manufacturable. Instead of doing something out of your garage or whatever like that, do like a high run in an actual production shop that's actually made to actually do something like this instead. You know what I mean? So that's what I worry about with the 66 Batmobile, because I knew a couple of people that actually had the land speeder when it came out, and the paint apps, they were very underwhelming from what I heard. Right. And the 66 Batmobile is my grail. That's what I've always wanted, along with the Falcon cockpit. But I think the 66 Batmobile even more so. And as of now, the fact that he is licensed, which is great, I just worry about the end product, whether or not if the paint apps will actually live up to the standards that we expect. Right. So I kind of want to wait to see in-hand photos on how the final product actually comes out, and see if he'll do like another batch just to help improve any of the functionality or paint apps that may have been botched in the first release.
Well, and here's the thing, Mario. I was playing devil's advocate. I go, well, he finally improved it. He finally improved the Justice Movement. Well, yeah, the fourth version. What about the first generation? You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So he kept tweaking it and tweaking it and tweaking it, which I understand is either the third or fourth generation. I'm like, well, I was the first generation, and I get it. He made major improvements, but I guess I was the pawn. Pawns went first. You're not going to fool me again. So when I tell folks, you guys dodged a bullet, thank your blessings that Hot Toys is doing the DeLorean.
Right, because it's an official Hot Toys release. It's got quality control, mass manufacturing, backed by, as a company. I totally get that. Get that. Doc Smizzle says, I have the land speeder. The paint apps up close is not fun to look at, but I still have repainting on my to-do list. So he's going to be repainting that. So
even that's not something
you're going to have on a Hot Toys.
Yeah. Yeah.
We still have to appreciate the fact that he's actually providing his collectors these things that we know that Hot Toys won't actually put out in the form of these larger vehicles and in the form of these diorama pieces.
But Mario at $1,400. But Mario at $1,400. Like that's what I'm assuming. That's what the DeLorean what he would charge, right? $1,400
so as well. I'm sure he would. Yeah. I mean, because he's by himself, he doesn't really have access to really purchase all the materials in such a large quantity that where he can actually get a discount. I'm just assuming, considering that he's just him by himself and his kids. As to where Hot Toys, I mean, they're a larger company in which they could probably get those discounts and all those materials. You know what, you may be right on that, but my benefit, my concern would be to the community that I'm speaking for. Right. He has a business, and I try to do my darnest to provide the best structured, fair opinion that I possibly can. And when I told folks about Midnight Stream, look, it's better to spend $800 through Hot Toys than the Ford, because that's what they're going for. $2,000 for a Batwing, this for that. He's only ever done one 1/6 scale vehicle that has 4 wheels. And it took them 3 to 4 generations to figure it out. My thoughts and prayers to the first generation of the Batmobile 66, whoever gets that first batch. That's all I got to say.
So I'm sure he'll end up improving it by the 3rd or 6th generation or whatever, because he keeps tweaking things. So,
right. Well, I am curious though. Before just because on the matter of the DeLorean, I know Sean was having connection issues there for a minute. But Sean, you're still here, right?
Hopefully, I'm buying a new internet.
Buying a new router as we speak. Yeah. But I do want to, before we move from that, because we are going to segue into the main topic there. But what do you think, man? I know you've been recently. You're new to the 6 scale game as well. Missed the DeLorean. I know you're a huge Back to the Future fan. What do you think on this? Is this something you're going to pull the trigger on, or are you going to wait to see what it looks like when it's over at my house?
I'm going to wait and see what it looks like when it's at your house, and then take it if I want it. Because I don't have a Doc and a Marty. So one, you know me, I don't jump the gun on things. I wait and see what it looks like. I wait and get deals, especially for figures that aren't readily available anymore. But yeah, I mean, most of them, like you said, like how Denobi was mentioned, it's a prototype photos. That's all. That's what we have. Don't take it for what you see. So I'm just gonna wait and see what what comes out. Hear a little bit more information and stuff like that. But knowing that it is Hot Toys, it is going to be a high quality. But for something that's this big and going to be that much,
bear with him, guys.
You lose him?
He's there.
He's almost
there. Come on, Sean.
I could just have him come over and have him sit right next to me.
Yeah,
you could, right? Maybe that would be the thing to do.
Yeah,
right. He needed headphones. Well, I'll give him a sec. But yeah, Sean's like the anti-FOMO. Like, he's real picky. He waits. He's frugal.
Yeah.
So if it's something he wants, it's going to be a lot of research. In that respect, which I think everybody should do.
A quick question, because now I feel bad. Mario, are you back in the Batmobile 66 from Jack? Because now I feel bad if you're back in it and you're getting.
Oh, I am. I did when it first dropped. No, it doesn't matter. Don't worry about making me feel better. Or anything. That's fine. I mean, I have to respect everyone's opinion, and I understand the facts that are out there. It's just, I think I jumped on that just because of the opportunity that presented itself, and I had no faith that Hot Toys would actually take it, take it on. It's just it's just now after seeing everything, like so much time has passed, because I first ordered it when he first announced it.
It's a 3 to 4 year pre-order. Let the audience know how long you've been sitting on that. 3 to 4, right?
Probably something like that. I can't even remember, to be honest. I could have sworn that I actually canceled it.
It was like
I'm still I'm still seeing like invoices coming in every month. So I have yet to message Yost to see whether or not it's still available. But
okay,
yeah, man. Like I said, that particular vehicle is precious to me, man. It means a lot, and I just jumped at the chance of picking it up. So
nice.
Yeah. Brian's wondering though. Wonder which type of Moji case will be needed to display in flight mode. I think either of you guys would be experts on that. I have zero Moji cases.
The 120s?
Yeah, the 60 would do it. The D60 or the D120 would be fine. Anything above 25 inches, and you should be fine.
You think the 6 scale will work just fine for the hover conversion?
No,
or it's like just too high.
No, it would be the D60s or the D120s. And then if you want to go grandiose, then it would be the Max 40s, which is what I'm using for the DeLorean.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that, man, because I know you had the DFs, originally.
Yeah.
I guess those are Maxes right next to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the DF60s will be just fine. If you just want like a single display just for that, just for the DeLorean and just a few figures, that'd be perfect.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Lake Studios wondering, Starfighter, when this would be a cool Starfighter, would you guys want one, or which Starfighter would you guys like to see come to fruition in 6 scale? It's hard to say, man. Yeah. They would be really big. They're
way too damn big. I mean, Denomi, I don't know if you remember too. I know you collect Black Series as well, but everybody was complaining how big the damn the Black Series TIE Fighter was when it came out. That thing was humongous. I couldn't imagine anything coming out in 6 scale, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, so to me, if you want ships like that, in my opinion, 3.75 is where it's at, because you can actually set up. It's perfect for world building. I mean, you have the barge right there. You have the Razor Crest. And that's perfect. I mean, it's easily displayable. and
Yeah.
you don't have to really worry about where you're going to put it. I mean, trying to get a damn TIE Fighter and 6 scale in here would be insane. It would be insane.
My
So-
answer to that, because someone brought that up last night for me, and my thing is that I would call out the fans. I'm getting tired of everybody saying, that they would get if Hot Toys released the Jedi Starfighter, I would get in a heartbeat. And I would call bull on that, right? What I would say is like, look, Hot Toys, everybody in town is doing the whole HasLab and Kickstarter, McFarlane, Mattel, everybody. I say call out the fans, call them out, create your own little Kickstarter program for the Jedi Starfighter. Put the collectors that talk smack, put them on the spot. And let's see if they'll back it up. Because I'm kind of getting tired of the whole, like, if they did the Jedi Starfighter, I'm very dubiously skeptical about that you would actually back this. So when someone says that, I'm like,
yeah. I don't think most collectors understand how large that piece actually is.
Yeah.
Until they receive it in hand, then it's gonna be like, oh shit, what did I do?
Yeah. So I would say
yeah.
Hot Toys, if you want the collectors to stop, complaining and moaning about it, create a campaign, and if it doesn't get funded, then you can see all the fakers out there.
Mm-hmm.
Because even the DeLorean did not sell right away. It sat for a little over a year. And once it finally sold out, and then it eventually turned into a Grail a few years down the road. Let me quickly show this really quick, because we're gonna, so just to let your audience know that this DeLorean is expected to drop, shoot, I forgot the dates, between April and June of 2023, right? And one of the things that I showed on my
is it the video from that we had?
Yeah, I created this little video. Let me see if I don't know if it'll let me.
All right,
Let me
I've got
show
two
it.
here. I'm gonna add one, and we're just gonna see what happens. Is this the one?
I think this is the one. Yeah. So right here. So what I did is that. Hold on, I'm gonna kind of fast forward. So at the time frame that the DeLorean is gonna drop, you're also gonna have 8 figures. I'm gonna kind of fast forward the video here. So you're gonna have 8
what
figures.
a segue.
You're gonna have 8 figures drop. So all I've heard from everybody's stream, even Anthony, I like picking on Anthony. Oh, I'm gonna get this. Even Anthony knows I rag on him. I rag on everybody. Oh, I love Ahsoka. Ahsoka. Well, this is what you're gonna do right here. You have 8 figures that are gonna drop within a 90-day period of the DeLorean. So choices have to be made. This is a lot. You have 𝐂𝐇𝐀𝐍 and you have Fennec Shand. And I made a joke last night, Mario. If it comes between the DeLorean and Fennec Shand is going to get Sidewind, and you're going to get the DeLorean. For most, you're going to
Sure. Yeah.
So everybody, I'm going to get the quarter scale Boba Fett. Well, that's the quarter scale Boba Fett up there. Are you going to get the Boba Fett if you're on a limited budget? Because we all don't know next year. We don't know if we're going to be
right. We don't.
We just don't know, right? We don't know. I can say I'm going to get it. I just don't know what the finances are going to be. But are you going to get the quarter scale Boba Fett from a questionable show, or are you going to get the legacy DeLorean with hover mode? So that was honestly the whole point of this little spiel here, is that choices have to be made. And if you want all this, your space is a problem. By answer simple, sell the couch. I like that. Yeah. So it's an eye opener, right, Anthony, Mario? I mean, you see this and you're like, oh, that's what's expected to come around the same time frame with the DeLorean.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're going to get this. I think, Anthony, you said you were going to get Doc Ock and Green Goblin, right?
No, you're
doing Marvel. Are you doing Marvel, Mario?
No, my Marvel collection just consists of the Endgame Avengers, the original 6, and that's it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm really whittling my stuff down, and everybody even says this. And there's a thing going here where, like, I got out of the MCU, but I love my Spider-Mans, like, from the video game, because they're comic accurate. And then there's always this scale. Like, people are always like, hey, but Anthony, you got all these Spider-Mans. Like, don't you want to have the villains? And I'm like, not really. Like, I think they would be cool to have, but again, it comes down to exactly what Denobi's saying here. Like, look at when things are coming out and how much money do you have to really invest into your collection. So when things like that happen, I'm like, I can look at them. I can watch my friends do reviews on YouTube, I could look at pictures. Maybe Sean might pick them up. He's my neighbor. I can go look at his. You know what I'm saying? We could.
Yeah.
So I don't need everything. And like just right here, there's 50% of these pictures I'm getting.
Yeah, me
That's
too.
already a problem.
It's already a problem for me too. You're
Yeah.
absolutely right. It's a problem, and that's why, because people were asking me, did you pre-order? Like, look, I'm going to pre-order, but I need to do the math. I need to, because Hot Toys right now is unreliable with drops. They're unreliable. We can go 3 months with not a drop, and then next month Sideshow will send you 4 notifications, and you're like, what's going on? You know, it's hard.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
It is. I don't know how people are going to manage.
Wow.
Yes. Well, I guess so. I want to.
Well, the
Maniac
good
only
thing
wants
is too.
Finnig. Go ahead,
The
Mario.
good thing
Sorry.
is too. I mean, everyone has plenty of time to either pay these off early, which you totally can. I mean, for those of us that are somewhat responsible, you know, you totally can. So that'll help alleviate, you know, the rush that'll come at the time when all these are expected. I mean, that's basically the best thing that you can do is just try to pay these off just one at a time, like immediately or as soon as possible. So that way you're not bum rushed, you know, by all these bills that are coming from Sideshow or wherever else you pre-ordered everything from.
Yeah. Miles Dyson though has a good question. This could pertain to 𝕄𝔸𝐿, Mario, hell, even Fabio, but I think Fabio's just in the back right now. He may be able to join us sooner, but wondering, were Hot Toys releases always announced so far out, or was the turnaround time shorter in the past?
It was always between 8 to 12 months on average.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's just.
I remember about a year or so.
Yeah.
It was never really this. It wasn't as bad as it was now. I mean,
no.
I think that's due just because of all the collectors that's been, you know, showing up now. That there's so many new collectors that are out there.
Yeah.
So, and they're taking on so much product now. It's crazy.
Well, here's my problem, and it's interesting seeing everybody's responses in chat, which, by the way, I do have a poll up right now. 56% of everybody in here is not buying the DeLorean. So, which I get.
Yeah.
Fabio's choices do have to be made, and I choose them all. Well, Fabio's a different breed, man. Fabio will.
Good on him. You know, if he can do it, bro,
Absolutely.
you know, more power to you, brother. That's awesome.
Yeah. But for me and for the average collector, I think 𝕄𝔸𝐿's right in that sense. Like, you have to, this is what's coming out, even just on that time, which kind of brings it into the topic here of tonight, is that, okay, the Hot Toys used to have an 8 to 12 month turnaround time. Okay. But you got to remember, when they first started coming out, and Fabio can attest to this, we talked on my Spotlight Hour podcast. You guys come check that on the channel if you haven't anyway, because Fabio's great, and it's 15 years of collecting, so we had great insight here. And he was telling me when they started coming out, there wasn't much. It just started. So you could get it and not worry. Now these 8 to 12 month turnarounds are turning into 16 to freaking 3 years in some cases, as we've seen, and we're currently experiencing. And then and it's just pre-order after pre-order after pre-order, and it's like, so now what do we do? You know, that's the question I think that really comes into play here, is that will Hot Toys ever catch up? I mean, and if not, like, how does that affect us as consumers, right? Because here we are looking at this and we're saying, okay, maybe we are diehard. Just saying, diehard Back to the Future fans, we want to pick up this DeLorean. To Mario's point, you're like, yeah, sure, you can pay it off. If you can get, yeah, sure. If I can, like, or even those 8 figures, if we wanted even half of those figures, which I do. Yeah. If I could pay them all off now, cool. Then when the DeLorean comes out, I'm like, all right, I can afford it. Until those pictures that 𝕄𝔸𝐿 just showed changes, and some of these other pre-orders now have earlier releases, and now they all drop the same month.
That's also possible.
You know what I mean?
That happens.
So it's difficult. So I guess let me start with Mario on that one. To the topic in hand. I mean, do you think Hot Toys can somehow catch up? Is it possible? Or are we gonna forever be? Is this like the U.S. debt? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a good comparison. Yeah.
You mean ever catch up with their current backlog, or just the way that they keep on adding to that backlog?
Yeah, they're adding more and more to it. So there's it's a two-pronged thing, right?
The way that they're
lessen?
Yeah, the way that they're adding to that backlog right now, I don't think so.
Yeah.
If anything, it's going to stretch the lead times even further out.
Yeah.
We should be expecting at least a 2-year lead time these days, considering how much they're actually taking on. So which is fine with me, because when I know that a figure is going in pre-order status, that just gives me, first of all, plenty of time to pay it off, or plenty of time to think about how much I really want what they're putting out, right?
Mm.
And I can wait. I don't need anything right away. There's no benefit for me, to be honest. And because, that's mainly because I got so much shit on pre-order. I gotta pay everything off, man. So,
I feel that.
the more delays that are out there that actually happen, I'm completely fine with it, man. I mean, but not everyone is like that. There you have your collectors that actually want everything day one, and that's fine. But just understand what you're setting yourself up for financially. Because when we start collecting all these crazy pre-orders, man, it's just your wallet's gonna take a hit.
Yeah, you're collecting
Really, really
pre-orders.
hard.
Is how I'm feeling.
Exactly.
And then what happens?
say-
And then the PO shuffle. You know what that is, right, Anthony? The PO shuffle. So what
Yep.
that is that something
Done it
gets
myself.
dropped early, and you start borrowing, canceling to grab the pre-order money from here. So you're canceling POs from here to pay this purchase order. So it's a purchase order shuffle, and then you can call Sideshow, and then you can cry hardship, and they can, well, all right, well, we're not going to give you your money back, but then you can roll it into another PO. They'll do that if you
Right.
cry. So then so what happens is, and then it starts to create dead stock. So then I'm using Fennec Shan as an example. Then Fennec Shan stock just starts to get backlogged because Axe Wolves is better or whatever, or something new gets dropped. I mean, it happens. It's currently happening right now. It's happening right now with the current stock right now of Marvel and Star Wars. And
I mean, like I said, like here, like there's, I mean, shout out to Aries, 6 Scale Cantina guys. I'm sure if you haven't, check it out. But even him, I noticed that he had posted something. He did some research and was showing, like, look at the total pre-orders for this year and to the next year. I mean, and this number is like you said, it's crazy. It's crazy to think. And even if numbers are not, I don't know if they're entirely accurate, because things change. But even then, if you were to take a look, and I'll just bring it up really quick here, even just on Sideshow's site alone, and I'm only clicked on the pre-release. Pre-release is 98, and this is just Hot Toys, and I broke it down to 6 scale figures. So we're not even like looking at their cost babies or anything else. We're looking at strictly Hot Toys. We've got at least 98 figures, not in the graveyard, not in the coming soon, right? These are announcements that you can now pre-order on Sideshow.
Why would you punish yourself day one pre-ordering this is my question. Why would you paint yourself into a corner and run into a month where Sideshow can bombard you with 4 to 5 notifications? There was a time where I would enjoy that. I encountered that a couple times last year. I did not enjoy that at all. I did not like that at all. I could afford it, but it's very stressful. It's like, all right, well, I gotta shuffle. Yeah, it's not fun when you get 3 figures and they arrive and you throw them in the back corner because they were delayed for 2 years and you don't have the time, or you have lost interest. There was a couple figures that Gamora, it was a day one pre-order for Gamora, and when she finally came in, I didn't even care about the figure anymore. And I saw that she was already climbing in value. I'm like, bye, you can leave now. I just don't care.
That was what, 2.5 years?
2.5 years. Gamora? Yeah. Like 2 years and like 5 months. It was bonkers. And when the time it got in, it was such a small, dismal batch that she was a chase figure. I took the money and I ran. I'm like, you guys can have it. I just don't care.
Yeah. And that's the thing that's unfortunate with these longer lead times, because, like, to your point, you lose interest.
You lose interest. I just didn't care.
Maybe an IP. Yeah. Because I actually have some stuff on my pre-order list, what I'm looking at, that I have to consider canceling as well, because I'm not really focused on this particular character anymore. So it's something I got to think about as well.
There's one I saw just a few hours ago on my spreadsheet, is the zombie Iron Man from the Mysterio movie.
Mysterio's illusion.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I have it, and I'm like, I gotta cancel it. I have that. That was a day one pre-order. I'm like, I don't want this anymore. I don't care for it. I
Oh,
just
see, I need to get that one.
yeah.
Stuff like that though, Denomi, I think that's when they actually display some of their best work. When they do battle damage pieces like that, like consider the Mark I Ultron. That thing was a masterpiece. I mean, with all the different
The
wires
cables
and
and
pieces, yeah, everything that was just hanging out. It was amazing.
Yeah.
This Terminator that I have right here, the endoskeleton, again, they can show off what they can actually do with all these different mechanical parts and everything that's in robotics, and especially something with like even the Deadpool, the zombie Deadpool. That's another one too. They did an amazing job. So to me, something like that, it's in a sense a one-off. I know it's like still inside the big three franchises that we always talk about, but it's one of those things that I don't think that, to your point, we're not going to see again. But it's one of those pieces as well, is that like I just said, they tend to show off some of their best work when they do things like that. So I can really appreciate something, when it comes to a piece like that. If it's a zombified Iron Man or a zombie Deadpool,
But shit,
hell,
Mario,
even
it's
if they
over
do a
2
zombie
years,
Cap,
though. I'm tired.
it is. It is. That's you have a point. It is over 2 years, but bro, you're the Iron Man collector, bro.
I mean,
are you still
that the
actually?
problem,
Are you still?
Denomi, is because of the weight?
It's because of the weight, and it's because of the throttle and the sandbag. It's you're ruining my mojo, my system, and you keep it's kind of like the pipe being bucked, right? It's clogged. That's not how I've managed to curate my collection for this long. My collection works with order. If that's
Right, you have like a system.
with a buck pipe is the best way to tap out. It's where people are like I'm out. I can't do this anymore. I'm selling. Like I've seen that before I left Facebook. I saw that all the time. I had friends in the Facebook community that came to me and would cry about it. And it's like, I don't know what to do. And then poof, they're gone. They just disappear from Facebook because they couldn't handle the peer pressure. Members of the community, and this is at the time. I'm sure there's still drama on Facebook. This is when
there's always drama on Facebook, bro.
It's never changes.
Yeah, where
it's honestly not as bad as it used to be, though.
Yeah,
Things have
yeah.
actually
In
changed.
2017, it was like society cliques and things like that, and and then people like, well, did you post your photos? And if you didn't post your photos, it was that high school type peer pressure. And my God, I lost quite a few friends, and they're like I would look at their photos, and then when I saw that they couldn't keep buying the Hot Toys because they've essentially tapped out, they change their profile, they're gone, and they disappear. So having your pre-orders being bucked like that and being thrown, you run into problems with the wallet, with your wife, partner, husband. You run into problems when 3 to 4 especially when they know what they cost, and then 4 boxes show up. I'm telling you, that is a recipe for a fight.
I guess that's
people have shared this with me. I know how it works. I understand. So we've encountered this batch of new collectors, and they just don't understand. Oh, it's fun. It's fun. You feel connected to the community by just putting in $25 on a pre-order, whatever, $50.
Right.
Then when it comes time,
as we talk, I'm just going to scroll through these 5 pages for everybody.
And when it comes time to bat, Mario, a lot of them, they chicken out. Yeah. And this is one of the things. There's a few people in the community that just say it outright. Optical 20, Wolf Oxification. Like, look, I don't have the money. Instead of being negative about the figure, I hate the figure. The figure looks like crap. Look, don't bash the figure, right? If you can't swing it this month, just say that, right? Just say you can't. Don't make an excuse why you can't get it. Share your experiences in the community. Be honest. I myself, the last 10 years, there's been a few years where I had hardships where I couldn't get all the figures. I can tell you 2016 was the worst year for Civil War, where I wasn't making as much. And I missed out on a few Grail pieces from the Civil War line. I'm still sour that I missed out on Black Widow from Civil War. I'm still sour I missed out on Black Panther. I couldn't afford them. I don't know. Maybe somebody here has the Black Panther from Civil War. That's a next level Grail piece right there. Since Chadwick Boseman is no longer with us,
I literally just sold my Black Panther on MacArthur
Yeah.
last week.
so it just you share your hardship. You know, you let the others know. So that's
This thing
why.
looks so dope, though.
Yeah, it looks awesome. But my God, I mean, April 20, is it really? Because this was what? This was this is the
2020,
early
wasn't it?
2020 pre-order. This is first quarter 2020. So it's approaching the 2-year mark right now.
Yeah.
Right? And I'll look at I'll tell you exactly.
I think
My pre-order.
for me, I'm just this is something a little different for me because even though it is MCU, it still has this Marvel Zombies vibe to me.
Yeah. And
so
and
for
that's the
me,
thing
I
too.
need to
I
get
don't
it.
Yeah, and I don't want to collect zombies. I've decided like I don't want they're going bonkers with zombies. Okay,
Or
so
Sideshow.
this was a day one pre-order. I day one pre-ordered this on July the 24th, 2020. So it's fastly approaching the 2-year mark. So when's it going to drop? Is it going to drop? Hey, is it going to drop in March? Where a lot of us, a lot of you collectors are still waiting on that 2-pack of Boba Fett, right? The $550. I know for a fact that hasn't shipped from Sideshow. Are they going to sandbag that with 3 other drops? Wonder Woman Golden Suit hasn't shipped from Sideshow. Oh, there's like 5 figures that were released in January in Hong Kong that has not shipped from Sideshow. That's Star Wars, Marvel, and DC. Are we going to get a nice little surprise, a little Irish St. Patty's Day surprise of 4 to 5 notifications? Because what happens is the pre-order shuffle, or worse, cancellations. Cancellations leads to backstock.
Yeah.
And it throttles and it creates waves throughout the line. Ooh, I don't want that 2-pack anymore because I really want the golden suit because I thought the golden suit was going to come out for Christmas. Or I want the 2-pack of Boba Fett right now. So the Wonder Woman's going to have to get pushed back. We still have those Harleys that were announced 2 years ago from Birds of Prey. You know?
And real quick, Mario he's rebooting his computer.
Okay.
We're all having difficulties tonight here.
What's going on?
And and this is something I've said before in the past, and I know Sean can vouch on it. When this guy came out, same thing. Granted, this was a while ago.
Which one?
I always
Thanos?
This Infinity War Thanos.
I don't understand. That's another mind blowing. Why do they go bonkers with Thanos? I don't.
I say people just wait. Thanos always gets discounted. He just there's no rush. Unless you just really, really like the figure, which I get because some stuff we really like and we pick up. But even then, I mean, you're seeing all this stuff here, these discounted items.
Yeah.
I mean, shit, this Stan Lee's been discounted for a year now.
Forever.
The stealth suit sells for $160 deluxe overseas for over a year now. Just depends, I mean, obviously you're kind of looking at the team suit.
Yeah.
Of course that's going to be cheap.
And then, I mean, this is a 2019 film. And then Hot Toys went bonkers with the whole Venom. Let's Venom Deadpool. Let's Venom Iron Man. Like, what?
They did a lot of Venomized.
And just to let the audience know, this is plaguing the Marvel line. This is starting to plague the Star Wars line. Don't kid yourself, folks. I can think of 2 figures right now in the Star Wars line that are already approaching the 10 month. The armor from the Mandalorian was released in August of last year. You know what else was released last year? The Mandalorian speeder bike. So it throttles. It starts to create the ripples through all the lines. Not just if it throttles Marvel, it affects DC. It'll affect Star Wars because there's a lot. There's a lot to pick. Yeah. There was a couple other Star Wars.
Sorry, go ahead.
That are also the hell. The Beskar armor is never going to sell out. Jesus, that's probably to maybe next year Christmas. The 2-pack, that's never going to sell out.
I think Sideshow does get stuck with those cancellations. I don't think Hot Toys keeps them.
No, Sideshow keeps them. Yeah.
Because they have an order. That's their order.
It's a
they
PO.
own,
Yeah,
they
it's
own
a purchase
that.
order. Yeah, they bought the merch. It's free and clear from Hot Toys. That's why I was like, oh, it's a Hot Toys problem. Oh, Hot Toys got their money already.
Yeah, they already got it. So now they're already moving on to the next. I mean, Sean, if is your router doing okay here? I'm wondering what do you think on this? Do you think you can speak on your behalf here? Is your connection okay?
Try, because it always goes out when I start talking. No, like see, yeah, is with the stuff like that. I agree with what Denobi was saying. Is how people are shuffling between them and causing all this stuff to happen with all of these discount codes on select items. That's what's going to happen when it comes to ones that aren't moving so much. Like you were mentioning with the Thanos, like everyone probably got the one you got, Anthony, the one with the armor and all that. So when
I hope he's okay. It's weird. His internet's been fine forever, and now something's been happening.
Something's wagging.
Yeah, it's so weird. I don't know. And Mario's crashed, but he'll be back. 85 watching. Please go ahead and like, subscribe to everybody here. This is definitely an interesting topic to discuss because I think it needs to be discussed as well. And what a perfect panel when everything's working to discuss these topics because, you know, as you know, Denobi and Mario, you guys have been in the game forever as well. And, you know, I'm like semi old school, but not as old school. So it's good insight. It's not always about that.
Yeah.
Let's, you know, we got to buy everything because obviously we don't. With 100 pre-orders here, I'm not even looking at available now. I mean, 100. No, that's not right.
Yeah.
We have to break it down to Hot Toys.
1/6 Jedi. Yes, you're right. He's answering one of the questions. Yes, I meant the Mandalorian Scout Speeder. That it's plagued the Marvel line aggressively, and it's starting to affect the Star Wars line, and that's what I meant. Like the Mandalorian white speeder bike. It was released July. I know the armor was August.
He's getting censored.
Here's another character from Star Wars, from the Mandalorian that's already past the 1 year mark. IG-11 was released in Hong Kong February in 2021. So we've already yes. Wow. And you know how I know that, and you know how because you can search for it on YouTube and who did the first review, and that's how you can tell. And it dropped on February 22nd. So we already have Mandalorian characters already either at or approaching the 1 year mark. There's quite a bit, folks. There actually really is. Plus Lando. When did Lando? Wasn't Lando October or September?
Lando was one of those anomalies already. That's why I wouldn't even say an anomaly, but what the new game plan that Sideshow's doing, which is global releases. Obviously, it's not happening on everything, but they started this now because of the whole content creating and Hong Kong resellers. So Sideshow's they're as every business does. You need to adapt or die. So they're adapting, and in this situation, Lando was one of the global releases with the short troopers. We had a couple that just popped. It was like, whoa. So they're doing something new here. So Lando did just come out. It had to have been October. I think you're right. It was somewhere right here, right in the Q4, like literally, because he's not been out long at all.
Yeah. And I'll do a quick search. It's quite easy. All you have to do is who did the first YouTube review, and that'll first week of October 2021. That's when he was released.
There you go.
Yeah.
So I mean,
November, December, January. So five months. But yeah, I mean, again, it's not as bad in the Star Wars, but it's affecting because it's all symbiotic. It's collectors playing the shuffle game. Ooh, I can't get this month, so I got to get this one. I got to get the DeLorean, the DeLorean is a giant stone being thrown into the pond. And it's created all these ripples. And are you going to get the DeLorean, or are you going to get Fennec Shan or Axe? Well, you see what I'm saying? Or that quarter scale Boba Fett that you were drooling for last week.
It sounds like a lot of people are talking like they're millionaires or money has no object. Or you know what I'm saying?
And here I am, because it's only a pre-order. I mean, you only drop in the NRDs, and that's it. No big deal.
And what do you hear from me, Anthony? I'm like, who's giving me free shipping and tax? I gotta go. Who's giving me the discount here? What?
Right.
I need some free shipping. I don't need day one. I'm fine. I didn't build my collection getting day one pre-order. That doesn't work like that. That's the easiest way to tap out.
Exactly.
I need
Yep.
who's going to save me $20 here and there? That's what I'm looking at now. So
Yeah, if you have that, who's saving me $20 10 times, that's another figure. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it is. The pennies add up, man. And I think the problem is because, you know, there's people like me out here and others, you know, Dante, etc., you know, brother cousins that, you know, we're content creators. We'll do reviews. We'll talk about these figures. So naturally, sometimes we do pick up day ones, or even if we don't, and we just pick it up leisurely when it's here in the States and we do a review or we talk about it, or we speculate as it's coming out. I think a lot of people feel like they want to be a part of it too. And I think that's perfectly normal. But at the same time, even us, I mean, none of us are rich. You know, if we pick it up, I mean, it's either if we're keeping it, then we better be doing pretty well, and oftentimes a lot of people, we have to sell it or something because either space or, like you said, constant day ones constantly over. It's so much money. So I don't even see people, you know, realistically doing that.
So there was a time when the algorithms on YouTube were a lot more generous, where it provided a benefit to spend a little bit more, because I used to do it. And I can tell you the year that it did not become worthy to do a day one pre-order and then sell it or keep it. It was the year that that one dude went to Japan, the big YouTuber, and he filmed in Japan in the suicide forest. Oh my God. Somebody in the audience knows what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about, right? He screwed up YouTube. YouTube was under negative light, and oh my God, what is his name? Oh,
I did see a YouTube video of somebody.
It wasn't
in that
Jake
forest.
Paul or his brother.
There you go.
Was
Thank
it?
you. He went to
Okay.
Japan and he filmed somebody losing their life. I don't want to say the word, but they were in the forest. There's a forest in Japan where you go to end your existence, right?
Right.
And he went out there, and it's very common and it's acceptable in Japan. He went out there and he filmed and he put it on his channel, and it
Or Logan Paul.
disrupted
Okay.
everything on YouTube. So after that 1 year, it was 2018, whatever, the algorithms and the AdSense dramatically changed. I'm like, oh, YouTube. Then they started enforcing it, and then that was the year. I'm like, oh, it's not worth it anymore, because I can see the ad revenue dropped almost by like 70%. I'm like, I'm not going to do this anymore. And so you have to create different content. It's one of the reasons I've always told folks on YouTube to make somewhat of a living or to get noticed, you have to create shock content. That's where the whole Fison series started. I'm like, oh, I can write some scripts. I can do some skits. I can make are you kidding? The videos are going to, so you always have to keep reinventing yourself. You can't just do the exact same thing. Everybody in town is doing an unboxing. If you're going to do an unboxing video, why should the audience watch your unboxing video? That's why I changed it up a little bit. Remember? That's why I'm like, well, you know what? I'll take the short trooper out to the desert or the Tusken Raider, and I'll get some outdoor shots. I have the advantage of providing that to the audience. Everybody's been reviewing the Razor Crest. I want the audience to come to me and view my Razor Crest video. I got to do it different. I need to provide them a benefit to stick around my channel to watch, not just the same old look at the panels and look at the color. I think it looks cool. No, it's a toy. Let's have some fun with it. So
Right.
it's all about providing that benefit, that angle. So
No, that's true. That's true. And I even messaged you, you know, just out of the blue that day too. I was like, dude, that short when you took the short trooper out,
yeah,
I was like, that was awesome. That made me watch your entire video.
And then the forced perspective to the Razor Crest, those photos that I took. Did you? I mean,
Saw
those
that
looked
when you
awesome,
had Mando here in the front, Razor Crest in the back there. Yeah, that's dope, man.
Yeah,
that is great shit right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1/6 Anthony's unboxings are nice. Thank you. Well, I here's the thing though, and that's to you know, harken in on what Denobi is saying, is that so when I do my unboxings, I create a lot of digital overlays. I'll show you the release date, and all these flashy things will come up, tell you the accessories. I like to do, because as you're saying, anybody can unbox. But if they have their style and you enjoy that content creator, you're going to watch them, sure. But it's true, you can't just, you know, some people just aren't there. They just want to like see a figure really quick and they bow out and that's it. And they're not I don't want to say they're not community members, right? Like the hardcore, like how we are, or I'm sure a lot of us in chat here can watch 2-3 reviews of the same figure because the people who are doing the figures are our friends or something to that nature, right? But like for when you step outside of the community for a minute, there's a ton of people, and I discussed this with Fabio again on our podcast, which was awesome because he even told me he had a story about one of his clients who was a dentist and found out he's a huge collector. And that guy knows nothing about Facebook, probably doesn't check anything on YouTube, doesn't care about any of that shit, you know, because he's his collector and that's it. So those are the types, you know what I'm saying, that they're not here looking at this type of stuff. So you need to do stuff, right?
You have to create a reason, you know, an incentivize in such a situation. I can tell you that one of the reasons I'm going to get 2 DeLoreans. I don't think I'll be. So there's a fan project that I've always wanted to do, and that is to convert one of the 1/6 scale DeLoreans into an RC unit, an actual working radio controlled RC. And so when the Mark III was teased and the Western Doc and Marty went into pre-order, I was uber excited. I'm like, oh my God, the Mark III with the 1955 white wall wheels. Oh my God, that vehicle would look phenomenal converted into an RC. I would make a whole series video segments, you know, with the whole progress, to the point that I would probably go and drive out to Monument Valley where they filmed one of the scenes in Back to the Future Part 3. And I would put a GoPro camera, like I did with the Razor Crest, put a GoPro inside it, and I would go out in the desert and I would just have fun with it. Just have fun driving it out.
Yeah, just drive it around and you know what I'm saying? Like,
so
who cares if it gets dirty or whatever? It's fun.
I had a quote done on the Mark I, where there's an RC shop in Arizona, and this is 2019, and he says he can do it, but it's gonna have to get gutted out, and it'll be $600 or $700. And I didn't feel comfortable having a Mark I DeLorean being gutted at that time. It was between $1,500 to $2,000 brand new.
Yeah, when that values, but for the Mark II,
yeah. And I'm like, you know, as much fun as I would love to have an RC Mark I, I couldn't do it. I just, like, it wasn't even about the monetary. It was just like, at that point in time, I had accepted, you know, Hot Toys may never, ever do another DeLorean. In fact, it could be a situation where it becomes an historical, priceless piece. And I'm going to give you a perfect example. I think maybe Mario might understand this. Master replicas. Right? You know exactly where I'm going with this.
Oh yeah. Yep.
You know exactly. I don't have to say it. Master replicas created some spectacular, legendary pieces that, to some collectors I've spoken to, they feel it's priceless, and I completely understand. Their miniature their Falcon, that company no longer exists. Those molds were destroyed. Those are one of a kind pieces created by them. They can ask for $4,000. They can ask for $5,000. They can ask for almost anything they want.
So they destroyed it afterward?
Yes. Yeah. The company filed bankruptcy, so everything. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
and
shit.
even though, yeah, that was their first. And then they came back 10 years later. They collected a lot of money in a Kickstarter program. They generated over $300,000 in a Kickstarter program in 2018 for the HAL 9000 unit. Right? They collected all this money. They were collecting $700 or $600 or $700 from everybody. Master Replicas is back. We got the official name. They collected $300,000. They folded in 2020. They kept everybody's money.
Ooh, sounds like a Marvel Heroes situation, Sean.
Yeah. What's that? Yeah.
Well, there was this game, the Marvel Heroes. That's what happened.
Yeah.
They Marvel Heroes was a badass game on PC. Eventually, they just got to consoles. Sean and I played it on PC. It was from the devs that did Diablo 2, and then they started it up. And this was like just pre-Disney buying it up. And the company did the same thing. And you would buy skins, different Marvel outfits, and they were tying in stuff with the MCU shit, which was really cool. And Disney was just like, okay, we'll go ahead and do it. And then the company went bankrupt, and you're like, how the hell did they go bankrupt? And then you started finding out all the workers and shit weren't getting fucking paychecks.
Yeah.
The CEO kept the money. He was going out on vacation, literally going out on
The
vacations.
CEO was crooked too. Yeah. For Master. Yeah.
And
There's
then-
a whole. Yeah.
And Disney just shut it down, period. And I was like, this was one of the most fun games. And now they're like, nope, we're not even going to like rearrange it. Nope, it's just gone.
Yeah, it hurts when I still see it in my library.
Yeah.
Yep, still in my Steam library.
So think about that. So no retailer has strong shields. Your shields on your ship can be on a rotating frequency, Anthony, but make no mistake, from what was shared with me,
I understood that reference.
Yeah, make no mistake. Hot Toys came close to disappearing in 2020. All right. Things were told to me, documents were shared. They had they received government funding to stay afloat. Now, to be devil's advocate, a lot of the retail establishments in Hong Kong had to ask for funding to stay afloat. Hence why they went back to their old R&Ds and they started reissuing things to generate capital. They came very close. So I've said this on my stream, and I'll even say it on you. If Hot Toys was to fold, no company, Sears, Toys R Us, Hot Toys is just like any other retail. I don't care. They're not going to go. They came very close. I 100% believe. If they disappeared out of existence, anything that this company would have made and had their signature on it would now evolve into a type of master replica situation. You would never those molds for the DeLorean, the all of that. It either gets bankrupt, it gets pillaged by private collectors on the island. All of that goes away.
Right, because everything's getting liquidated or destroyed.
Yeah, liquidated. Some private investor will come in and offer 10 grand and just wipe him out of all the steel molds, and he'll do whatever. You see what I'm saying? So it happened to it's happened to a lot. In fact, 2020 there was 3 companies. There was Chronicle Collectibles 2 that folded, and then there was another statue. So there was 3 companies that folded in 2020. So that's how I think. I'm like, I have to protect the Mark I. Until I see the Mark I being reissued again, I have to assume that the DeLorean will never, ever be made. So a lot of the veteran collectors that bought it, that sold it to generate cash, there's been regrets. I know of a few of them that said, like, I thought Hot Toys would go back to it. And, and even now on social media, where they're like, suck it, resellers, trying to grab $2 grand for the Mark I. The Mark I still has value. The Mark I is the Mark I. The Mark II that's on pre-order, I'm almost positive that Mr. Fusion is welded onto the body. It's glued on. There is no plutonium chamber. There's no tubing or piping. The Mark I will still always have its value. So never compare it as a reissue. It is a completely separate vehicle. So anybody that still has the Mark I, treasure it. Who's listening, treasure it like it's the last one. Never assume that you're going to get it. I mean, we've been blessed with the Mark II DeLorean, which I think is going to be phenomenal. But don't miss out on the opportunity. If it means you skipping out on a couple Star Wars to get the DeLorean, grab it. Mario, you better grab this, Mario. Don't make excuses, Mario. You better. I'm talking to you, Mark. Don't be talking about like I ain't got no space. You got look at those beautiful module cases behind you.
These are all reserved, bro. I mean, Denobi, I've got my Star Wars collection that I've never got to be able to display. I'm finally gonna have the opportunity to display everything, and by then I'm gonna have no space. Behind me is going to be my statue collection. I legit, I got my vintage collection, damn near all 200 plus. Sitting in storage bins. I've got no room to display that stuff that I love like that, man. So
look at you setting up all that. Look at that. Those characters are coming in. Look at that. It's gonna be nice. It's gonna,
I mean,
and then you get the top shelf, right? You're gonna put the top shelf, put some statue pieces or something on top of it, or
No, I don't have it in the room actually. I'm pretty much have probably like about maybe 3 feet, if that, from the ceiling. My ceilings aren't that high, so I'm
Okay.
pretty much. Actually, here, let me give you an idea.
It looks
I'm already
high.
maxed
Oh,
out.
Yeah,
I'm
let
oh,
me
look
maxed
at
out,
see.
you.
bro.
Come on now. Look at you
Yeah.
hoarding all that space, pretending you got no space
I'm already
back there.
maxed out, bro.
Look at all that good. Look at all that good,
Room behind me.
wholesome 1/6
This
scale
is
space
all.
up there.
Yeah, this is all. This is all reserved for statues right behind me. But yeah, I just need to finally set everything up and display my collection, man. So,
Oh shit! Hold on,
Uh-oh, what do we got?
MB
Why do
Dyson.
10 generations of the Klingons got their first shot that are always wondered. Ooh. Plot hole. You're so you would assume, so if I was a writer, you would assume that the crew was under panic and it damaged the central core, so it could not. But yes, typically if the shield frequency is figured out, the whole idea is to change it, keep it on a rotating modulation. But I mean, who was in charge? Wasn't it Deanna Troi in charge? Was
At
she
that
in charge
time when they were fighting 𝕬𝔸𝕻𝐿 B'Etor?
when in
If it's in
I have no idea what
Generations?
y'all are talking about.
in Star Trek Generations, when the Klingons were when they figured out the shield frequency and they
Geordi's
shot
visor.
their right, and they shot it. Who was in charge of the bridge? It was a lady. It was Deanna Troi, wasn't it?
At that point, where was Picard? Was he in the Nexus?
Picard was on the planet's surface trying to talk Soren
Oh, to stop the Sauron.
to stop
Yeah,
the Nexus beam. Yes,
you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. It was Troy. So you're blaming. So we blame it on Troy.
Well, the consensus in the Trekker community is that Troy was the one in charge, and she crashed the Enterprise into the planet.
She did. Spoiler alert.
Well, that
That's
goes
all-
to
dude.
show because Riker crashes the ship every time he's in charge of that thing too.
It's true. We can talk Trek all day on this. I know I need to start doing some Trek stuff here.
I'll
for
see
you
myself
guys.
out then.
No, hold on.
I'm not
now.
saying.
Okay,
I'm
well,
not saying this
I'll-
stream.
I'll-
I'm
I'll
not saying
touch on
this
Boba
stream.
Fett. No, I was gonna say we got some. Yeah, we got.
Yeah, but I just mean in general. If everybody in the chat, 84 here, if you guys want to hear some Star Trek talk, I'll talk it. 𝕄𝔸𝐿 will come on. I'm sure he'd be more than happy to. We can talk some Trek. I'd love it. Hell, we could even talk a little bit of X06. 𝕄𝔸𝐿 can, and I can nod along. Yeah, gotta be a little impartial here, because of work. But dude, we love Trek. FigFate though, real quick, $5 super chat. Thank you so much, brother. Says this is the most fascinating stream in some time. Great panel, Anthony. Had no idea about Hot Toys. Wow. Well, I appreciate this super chat, brother. And that's what we try to bring here, man. I try to give you, interesting.
Wow.
We're talking about some interesting topics. Buy 6, Mario.
No, Chris.
So
no,
I
Chris.
appreciate. It was right here. Data should have done it on his own.
Here's something else too. So I don't have much love. I'm with the whole book of Boba Fett, but I am anticipating Kenobi blowing the community out of the water. I've always had high hopes for that.
I hope you're right.
Especially now that John Williams is going to come in and write the opening score. I mean, this is the ingredients are falling in place. With Book of Boba Fett, it to me from the very beginning, it never made any sense. But Kenobi has the opportunity to tell a story of what the hell he was doing on Tatooine for all those
So you're
years.
saying the two suns are aligning on Tatooine?
Yeah.
Yes. And we'll continue this really quick, but I'm just saying, wow, all these responses here, everybody is like, yes, Star
That's
Trek.
cool, man.
Yes,
awesome.
yes, more.
I kept
Trek.
telling you, Anthony, people like Star Trek too. It's not just
I
Wolverine.
mean, my only problem, and we'll continue on, is the fact if you guys don't know, I do the videos, instructional videos for X06, our Star Trek 6 scale figures, and the videos for our figure reveals and some of the photography. So we can talk Trek all day, but that's why I don't do reviews on the figures, because I can't. It is a conflict of interest. So I don't want to be like, here's the figure, look how amazing this looks, without, and even if I do, I would let you guys know ahead of time, hey, don't take my word for it, take his. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a part, you know what I'm saying? So
I'm brutal. Anthony knows I'm brutal with Trek. Don't look, I'm easy to woo when it comes to Star Trek. You make the characters from the Star Trek I love. It's no questions asked. It'll be a day one pre-order. I would even take the less fortunate ℙ𝔸𝔽𝐿𝐼𝐻 and ℎ𝐸𝐻, I'll take them. I'll give them a home. Sure, I'll adopt them. I would even take Dr. Beverly Crusher if they made her. God rest. I know people just don't connect with her, but I would take the Next Generation crew. The only things I would take everybody from Deep Space Nine and as X06. I take the Doctor, everybody, Bashir, Dax. I would take Dax twice. Give me Dax twice in regular Starfleet and in the Klingon wedding outfit with Worf. So I can sit down on the ground with Dax and Worf in their wedding outfits, and I can play with them like Ken and Barbie, and I can recreate that scene.
Yeah,
give me that.
Or you can get her in the Trials and Tribulation.
I'm just envisioning that, and you in a bottle of blood wine just on the floor, just playing with them.
I'll take it.
That's a video.
Yeah,
that's
a video. I'll take it. I'll take. And then Odo. Do I need to buy Odo? I can just grab like a ball of putty, right? It's Odo in a bucket.
Form them and make some googly. No, I don't know.
Is it just get like a cup or a pool of mercury?
Yeah.
And then you go there.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm surprised so many of you guys in here.
Give me Quark. So, yes. Is X06 listening? Give me Quark. I'll create the his bar. I'll create another bar right next to the Joker's Palace, and I'll create like a Dabo table, and I'll get like I'll grab like the Fison chicks, and I'll make him into the Dabo girls. It'll be fun. I'm telling you. Give me Quark.
Well, you'll see. You guys will see. Listen, Chicago, April, we got the convention. We're at booth 1705. Isn't that a bitch? I was
Is it really 1705?
I was like, we couldn't get 1701?
So close.
How cool would that? How cool would have that been? So, and big reveals. I'm working on a presentation, not right this second as we speak. Obviously, we're here, but big reveals come April. Stay tuned. We'll move on from this because we could. Mario has no idea what we're talking about. If I had the
vacation time, Anthony, because I have to save my vacation for there. I'd go fly out there and hang out. I would if I had the vacation time. If I had the time, actually, I'm like, yeah, I'll go hang out for a couple of days in Chicago.
Did you get the date for that? Like, what date is that?
Oh yeah, let me look at the banner. I can tell you right now.
It went from DeLorean to Trek.
I know. So we're gonna we'll move on to it. But
are we losing? I'm sorry. Are we losing your? I don't want to make sure we're losing your audience. Are we?
I think you lost about 30 people, but that's fine.
No, we didn't. No, we're good. We're good, guys. April 8th to the 10th at the McCormick Place in Chicago, which is interesting because my grandma. We'll see.
All right, here we go.
I know, right? So we'll see. Quark's brother's wife.
I told you, Anthony, I am allergic. I am allergic to Discovery. I break out in hives.
I get that. So I totally understand that.
Yeah, and
I totally understand that.
Can't do
and I'm in there too, man. Yeah. Exactly. Which will be interesting.
Look at that. So, don't do anything to Discovery. There you go.
Exactly.
I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one that'll break out with the run.
Is that the run that Rob doesn't like either?
Yes.
Okay.
Robert Meyer Burnett, yes.
Yeah.
I'm not really a big fan myself either. But anyway, Boba Fett, you were saying, Denobi, not a fan, but Obi-Wan is looking like the pieces are coming together.
Yeah. Yes. I think it's going to be really, really good. 6 episodes though. It's already been. It's only 6 episodes.
But supposedly an hour long each. Supposedly. So we'll see. We'll see how that actually plays out.
An hour long with like 15 minutes of like artwork credits, right? Is that what it is? That's your shtick now, right?
I'm sure. Yeah, like it's technically 20 minutes or 40 minutes of actual content.
And
the rest is just credit.
It's
no more
so
flashbacks,
I'm hoping with the 6 episodes, it is designed like a serial. It's one story told through because we have to take it as just one season at this point. Don't speculate. I wouldn't this is it. Let's enjoy it and then take a break and then move on to The Mandalorian at the end of the year for the holidays. Now, if The Mandalorian shows up and takes over episodes 5 and 6 with Grogu.
Who are you?
Hell yeah. Hey, SpongeBob SquareBalls. What's up, man? Thank you for the $4.99 super chat, brother. So you guys are killing it tonight. I wish I knew you were on so I could see the whole stream. What great content tonight. Hell yeah, dude. Thanks very much for the super chat, brother. Always, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, every Saturday nights, bro. Every Saturday nights I roll right after Aries' stream. So about 7 my time, about 9-ish, 9 p.m. Eastern. So yeah, but I mean, hey, dude, this was great, guys. I think I should wrap though. It is getting kind of late, speaking of, but the final thoughts here really is that Hot Toys are overwhelmed. There's so much of a backlog.
Yeah.
Maybe consider slowing down a bit as a consumer, right? Otherwise, you're going to be stuck in these positions, right? Where we're looking at, I have too many pre-orders, like Denobi's saying, you're shuffling things around, you're canceling things, or just you're completely overwhelmed, right? So I really think pick and choosing is important, and hoping that that Hot Toys can catch up. I don't know. I guess this is going to be something we're going to see in the future, right? I mean, it's going to be a difficult one, man.
Well, no, pretty soon. It's supposed to be by March is what I'm being tipped off. So everything I'm looking at the date. I'm actually surprised Ahsoka hasn't dropped yet. That's kind of concerning. They're clearly going to sandbag her ass. They're going to dump her. It'll be her being dumped in Book of Boba, Golden Suit. There's I have to go back in mind. There's 6 or 7. It's bad, and it's bad. And that's between Star Wars and Marvel. I bet, you know what? A kick in the balls. I bet you those Harley Quinn from Birds of Prey will probably drop in Hong Kong. Why not? It's been 2 years on those. They might as well just throw them out. You know which ones I'm talking about?
Before Ahsoka,
You might as well.
That would be
just a kick in the ball. Just
piss
everybody off.
Yeah. Jeez, man. So
my blood pressure just went up. Thanks, Denobi.
Oh, jeez. Well, here. So while you're under pressure, Mario, I'm just gonna. What are you up to, brother?
Oh man! So earlier today we had a live stream with Marco and Gigi from 1/6 We were discussing statues, trying to enable them a little bit. It was fun. So if you guys get a chance, go check that out. But yeah, as of right now, I'm just basically trying to concentrate on getting these things all up and taken care of, so I can hurry up and get a collection tour for everybody out there soon. Got a couple unboxings. I mean, Denobi asked, why should you come see, your particular unboxing? It's because of my voice. All right.
There you go.
Y'all love it. Voice. Come see me. Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, man. So I got a couple of unboxings in the works. I got a couple of statues coming in that I'll definitely be doing live assemblies. And Uncivilized Scoundrels we do every Thursday on the 1/6 channel. We'll be rotating, I believe. I believe this next Thursday we'll be doing on my channel, and then after that we'll be going back to Lael's channel. So yeah, and then Saturdays, Anthony with our thing doing the polls reviews. We're wrapping up the Rogue One line, and yeah, man. Today we did Jyn Erso earlier, man, and that was so much fun, man. So I'm having a blast doing that too, dude.
That was so much fun.
After we wrap up with the Rogue One line, we're going through A New Hope, and that's gonna be fun, man. So, but yeah, thanks for having me on tonight, bro. It's always a blast.
Always, man. Always. Denobi, again, dude. I'm glad you're here, bro. It's always fun when we talk. We're talking real stuff here. It's great conversations, man. Thank you again for coming. What's going on with you, bud? Anything other than your recent, you just did the DeLorean midnight run, and
if we get some Hong Kong drops on Sunday night here is afternoon in Hong Kong. I have a live stream that I'm working on, kind of breaking down what would be expected, and I want to create sort of like what you saw with that video I showed you with the certain drops. So once I know what is being dropped, because I was told it's Ahsoka. Now we still need Jango. We still need there's a lot of figures, and I kind of want to open it up to the eyes, to the audience. Look, this is what is scheduled to drop. This is what has dropped, and kind of do more of another class session. All right, what's your projections? And anticipating future IPs. Stop thinking of the now. Start thinking into the future. We have the Batman next month in March, right? We have the Kenobi. We have 2 powerful IPs that are going to punch us in the gut in the next few months. So it's just I want to focus a little bit more on that. So that's most likely what I'm gonna do. I don't think I have any unboxings or anything lined up.
Hell yeah, that sounds great though, and you're right, man. There's a lot of good stuff coming, man.
In my face.
Yeah, I know, right?
Wow.
He was like, I want to see Anthony
Blowing smoke.
figure for sale. I've ever smoked free home. Well, it ain't wrong. I don't smoke. I vape. But no, I mean, you know, who keeps hitting a ruler? Yeah, I thought it was like a door stopper. I keep hearing something. I don't know what that was. I guess I'm not alone on that one. Sean, are you okay over there, bro?
Is he frozen in time?
I can't tell. He's muted.
No.
All right, well, I'm gonna do it for him. Toku Collector, he's not doing much. He's helping out with the channel. He's one of my best friends. As always, he's trying to do some Instagram stuff. He may be doing something in the near future. So if you guys at least want to check him out on Instagram, follow him here, Toku Collector V. He did order a new router during the stream. Should be here tomorrow. So hopefully he'll be okay. Hopefully he'll be okay. So, yeah, great conversation, folks. He's shocked about all the Trekkie talk. Now, Sean's a Trekkie too, man. He loves it. 𝕄𝔸𝐿𝐵𝐻 has a diving board. Yeah, it could sound like a diving board or something like that.
I think it's my chair when I rock it. Is it this? It's probably here in the chair or something. Or...
Yep, that's
Yeah.
you.
Yep, that was it.
Was that
That's it.
Yeah.
Yep. That's it. That is it. So, very cool. Let's see.
Let me show you a toy. Hey, look, I got a toy I want to show you. Look at this.
Well, hang on. Sean's back. Sean's
I wanna
back.
show- is he back?
Oh,
or
is
no?
Sean back?
Look at
Well,
this. Can I-
Kind of. He's
Ooh.
kind of back.
Oh, are those TV things?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm talking about? Like, yeah, let me see that. Let me bring you up here really quick.
Yes.
No way.
Oh, no.
Okay,
Little
Anthony,
remote
yeah,
control.
Hell yeah.
copyright claim.
I know. Let me change it. Hold on.
No, that's not gonna. If that hits, man, the bots are stronger than we thought.
Yo, you legit changed the channel on these things?
Yep.
That's crazy. Oh my gosh, dude. That's awesome, man.
Oh, that's so
All
cool.
right. That was it.
That's awesome, man. So can you program that, or is it just set? For Back to
No,
the Future?
it's different TVs for different movies per era. So the 1980s, it's Back to the Future. I think the 90s is Friends, and
Yeah,
No,
I saw
the
the
90s
Friends one somewhere on an ad or something. Or,
yeah, and there's like a South Park one, and yeah. So I just saw that.
That
in
is
the
cool,
toy shop.
man.
I'm like, that's
That's
cool. Back to the
amazing.
Future. I can put that in my collection.
That is so cool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Take care, Fabio, as well. I know maybe next week Fabio will be on as well, which will be awesome. Sean, are you there?
Once again, frozen in time.
It's I don't know.
He moved. Kind of.
I know. I feel so bad. I don't know.
I
what's
ordered a whole
happening.
new thing, so I don't know.
That's a wrap.
That's a wrap.
I'm glad you're here, Sean. I kind of already told them, you know, what's going on with you. You can attempt to do so on your own, of course. I don't want to speak for you. I already did, but
Yeah, no, it's
Or are we just
basically
good
probably
on it?
what you said. Was you know, right now I don't have much going on. I just got finished getting this stuff behind me, and I just got some stuff in for some photos. So I'll start seeing if I can get some photos up as soon as I
Talking so
get my
goddamn
internet done.
fast.
Because it's gonna
I
mess
know.
up soon.
I know. You're like, yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and get this Instagram going in here, and I'm not really doing too much, and I'm just kind of, and then
Oh shit!
Ooh.
So who's flexing again?
Uh-oh.
It's-
Let's
What you got?
pull
What
it
you
up.
got, Denobi?
Oh, it's just a. It's just.
Man, you really pulled off that perspective there, man, making it a lot bigger than it actually is.
You thought it was bigger, didn't you? You thought it was a bigger one.
Oh,
No, it's just
I did, man.
No,
I
look,
hate when that
It's
happens.
just a hot. Yeah, it's just a hot. One. That was it. I'm sorry.
Hell
I didn't
yeah.
mean to say, Sean, you can go ahead.
Is it the full movie? I don't think it's the full movie on those
No,
TVs.
no, it's clips.
Just little
It's
clips.
Yeah, it's just clips.
Hell yeah. Very cool.
Whoa,
What is
they
it?
did a Batman 60s?
Yeah,
Hold up.
Yeah,
Yep.
they've been doing some ones.
Yo,
yeah. There's a
I
60
need that.
TV, yeah.
I need that. I
Yeah.
need that. I'm gonna look out for that.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Anyway, guys, this has been fun. We're just hitting that 2-hour mark, so that's why I was gonna try to
Yeah.
keep it a little, you know what I'm saying? I know it's late for some of you guys on the East Coast, so I appreciate you guys tuning in very much. Everybody here, Doc Smizzle, Dokinator, The Collector, Ashley Chase, Andre. I'm going to try to get through everybody here. Single songwriter, Fabio, Fob's Figures, The Collector, Doc Smizzle, Bugman, Ant-Man. We got a Bugman and an Ant-Man in here. Love it. Salty Collector, Collector Chris, El Profesoro, single songwriter. If I'm saying you guys again, you know how it goes. I'm trying to get through everybody. Negan Army, Hey DeLorean, Soul Nightmare, SpongeBob, Square Balls. Once again, brother, thank you for that $5 super chat. Definitely, we do appreciate it. Ben, let's see, who else do we have? Miles Dyson up in here. Trying to get through all this chat, everybody. Eric, I know Braden was here earlier. Yeah, guys, there's a lot. I'm trying to scroll through. Clone Collector. If I missed you guys, my apologies. Fat Gadget. Guys, Lake Studio. Everybody who's tuned in, man, you guys know. I love you guys. We all love doing this and having fun and hanging out. AJ, SJC360, Good for Health, everybody here. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. And it's cool to know that you guys are into Star Trek. So we're going to be doing something here. Would you be down, Denobi? If I did some kind of Trek stuff and we figured out a time, you'd be down to come on and talk Trek?
Why not? You gonna divulge some Exo 6 secrets?
Perhaps. I don't know.
A little ASMR to get you to.
Oh,
That's
kind of my weakness.
ASMR.
So, all right, guys.
Yeah,
so we're out of here.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Up for Trek. No.
Hell yeah, because I'm always up for it.
Yeah.
It looks like the chat's pretty receptive of Trek. Hugh, damn, I got here late. It's all right, brother. You can catch it on the replay, unfortunately. But thank you for at least coming in, brother. Yeah, everybody here. I'm there every time. Yes, Trek stream, please. Hell yeah, dude. All right, guys, we're out of here. You guys have a great rest of your weekend. Hopefully tomorrow night. It's Monday morning overseas. Are we getting in Ahsoka? Find out tomorrow. Peace.